26-year-old Courtney Roxanne Williams has been arrested and charged with murdering her 2 baby sons. The events came to light at 11:45 a.m. on the 7th of April 2022, when dispatchers received a 911 call of a possible drowning at a home located at 6145 Sunshine Avenue in Linda, California. When first responders arrived, they discovered an unresponsive infant and toddler in the bathroom. Despite attempting CPR on the babies, they were both pronounced dead at the scene. Investigators learned that the father of the children returned home from work just before noon for lunch, when his wife Courtney told him that she had hurt the children. While searching the home, he found the 2 young boys, aged 5 months and 2.5 years old, unresponsive in the bath full of water. The investigators believe the drowning of the boys was intentional, but the motive is unclear. Courtney showed no emotion as she was led into the police vehicle handcuffed, in pink sweatshirts while barefoot. She was booked into the Yuba County Jail for murder, and her bail was set at $1 million. On the 5th of April 2022, 39-year-old Keola Wimbish and 26-year-old Chloe Sargent were arrested and charged with the abuse of their 10-year-old daughter. The events came to light on the 10th of December 2021, after child welfare investigators received a tip from a third party that the girl had been subjected to months of abuse at the hands of her mother and her stepdad. They attended the home near the intersection of North 67th Avenue and West Butler Drive in Glendale, Arizona, and removed the child, and she was taken to the hospital for treatment. She suffered chronic malnutrition and severe injuries. Some of the injuries included 12 broken bones, a deep laceration on her leg that exposed her shin bone, abrasions, bruises, burns, and multiple infected injuries that went untreated. She told detectives that she'd been hit with a machete, a crowbar, and a hammer all over her body. She said she was punched in the face by both Keola and Chloe and held her head underwater. She told investigators that they poured alcohol on her and lit her on fire, burned her with a metal straw, lacerated her finger and choked her. They forced her to do drugs, and her mother ordered her to perform lewd acts on her stepfather. The girl's brother was questioned, and he told the authorities that he'd seen his parents physically abuse his sister multiple times. He had seen them punch her in the face, breaking her nose, and withheld food from her. His parents also forced him to hit her with a hammer. Keola was interviewed, and he told the authorities that he was unaware of the child's injuries, except for the burns, but he never questioned what happened to her or sought help. Chloe said that she didn't know how the girl got her injuries, and then invoked her right to remain silent. Chloe and Keola were arrested and charged with the abuse of a child. They were held at the Maricopa County Jail, but were each released on a $50,000 bond. 31-year-old Desmond Burt Sr. has been arrested and charged with murdering his 62-year-old mother Cynthia Burt and his 3-year-old son Desmond Burt Jr. The events came to light at around 5:12 p.m. on the 3rd of April 2022, when the authorities were called to a home for a welfare check, located at 4909 Hillman Drive in Birmingham, Alabama. Family members made the request after they hadn't heard from Cynthia for 2 days. When officers arrived at the home, concerned family members gathered outside the property while the authorities searched the home. Officers forced their way inside and found the lifeless bodies of Cynthia and Desmond Jr. in the back room. They both died from blunt force trauma, and the deaths were deemed a homicide. The authorities believe they died around the same time, about a day prior to the discovery of their bodies. Desmond Sr. was arrested at the scene and was charged with 2 counts of capital murder. He was standing outside with his other family members when police arrived to conduct the welfare check. He's held at the Jefferson County Jail without bail.